Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a new video, you golf life legends. Talking of legends, I've been joined by one, Mr. Craig Bellamy.
Cheers, okay mate?
Yeah mate, thank you so much for doing this mate. I really appreciate it.
It's a real pleasure.
You brought me down here to the Tea Club in Mallorca. What a gaff.
We'll be saying different now in a minute, don't worry about that. Yeah, it's a good course. It's probably the best one I've played in Mallorca.
Really?
Yeah, and I've over the last 2 months probably tried to play every single course.
Just been absolutely on a golf tour.
Yeah.
Amazing mate. So you're playing off 4?
4, yeah.
I'm off 12, so how many shots do I get on this back 9?
7.
7.
Yeah, 7. It's that handicap system now. I get 6 off you due to like, yeah.
Top man, let's go.
Pleasure.
Golf life. Well, have a good one, Craig.
Thank you, mate.
Straight down the middle.
It's a safe shot as well.
What a shot. I'm not going to lie, Craig, I'm absolutely myself.
I'll give you the worst hole to start on. Yep, straight in.
There's me shotgun. Craig, once again, mate.
That's a pleasure, mate.
Thank you so much.
We were supposed to do this a few years ago,
in
weren't we?
Belgium, weren't we, mate?
Yeah.
But before we get into like football, golf, birdie dancing, having a laugh, you've been quite open about your, struggles with mental health, like I've been with my addiction to alcohol. How are you, my friend?
I remember when I spoke to you a few years ago.
That was before I gave up.
Yeah.
And I remember coming away from that conversation going, Craig knows something's up.
Yeah, I could see it.
How could you tell?
You could tell, like you could just tell. You know what I mean? You can. I think once you go through, you live with it.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I don't suffer, and I've never suffered anything. It's a battle.
Yeah.
And it's a battle. You sometimes, mostly you're on top of.
Yeah.
But if you don't look after yourself, your body, but your mind, it can have a side effect. It can, it can be negative towards.
Yeah.
You can have a negative effect on you. And I think people who've only ever had those type of issues understand straight away. They see it. I see it a mile off with other people. I've seen it with players, even with friends as well. So you can get it by tone of voice, by not being able to look at you properly, even I could just tell. I don't know, I wouldn't say a sixth sense. I think people can tell when they've had like mental health issues when they're talking to me at times. They can see it. And I've had people like, if you spoke to anyone lately, you need to go. Yeah, and it was just...
It was so like, it was really, really therapeutic for me because like we've met each other over the years, haven't we?
Yeah.
But it was just, you said something and I literally walked down the Sky corridor just going, I think I need to do something there.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Oh no,
I really appreciate it, mate.
It's look, it's so many people like it affects.
Yeah.
It's not like it's so not uncommon. It is not a taboo.
No.
And like in my way, I knew from a young age that I wouldn't say something wasn't quite right because probably it was just I was different.
Yeah.
I felt different. I felt like I could cut myself off. I like my own space, I like my own time. But then it can be negative as well. Do you understand? Course, you don't want to be too...
Overthink.
Yeah. And it was really, it's just, with the support network and people around you, then it's easy. Then it's, especially with football as well, it's great. I really love it and really feel happy. In even moments like this, being out on a golf course, it's incredible for me. But I know if I don't stay on top of it, I can go very quiet.
Yeah.
And people don't get to speak to me as much. And it just has an effect on me, really not in a good way. So it's just something that, as long as I stay on top of, then it's completely fine. And I just needed to address it. And I feel everyone, especially with COVID, even people who haven't had problems, it affected.
Yeah, big time.
It was just a real bad scenario for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I was no different. I was in a different country. Loved it. I mean, I loved it at Anderlecht. It was
You and Billy Company.
Yeah, but I loved Brussels as well. It was
Yeah.
great. But that also got taken away. You know, freedom of travel, which I needed.
Yeah.
In a great city like Brussels, but all on lockdown, couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
It was just a different time. You know, after the novelty of the first week or so, 2 weeks, where it was like,
Yeah.
then it just and do you know what the biggest problem that I found was I didn't know when it was going to be a next lockdown.
Right.
And I had that anxiety creeping into it. Well, we could be shut down.
And
then you're overthinking that situation as well. And and that was tough. That was the toughest period. And I knew I needed to take myself away from it a little bit, just for me.
Yeah, of course.
Just for me to be able to just reset. Because I was working, real long hours, which I love. I never complain about that.
You put everything in, don't you? Like you did when you were on the pitch.
Yeah.
You were just constant.
I can't do it any other way, and I just my mind or my brain doesn't allow me to do it. I'm all in.
Yeah.
If I'm all in, I'm all in.
Yeah.
And I do love that, but I've got to be careful as well. That when you have a day off, take the day off.
Yeah.
Don't be going in same time and trying to look through stuff that don't need looking at. Spend your free time wiser, and that was what I got out of it when I came away.
Love that. Legend. Yeah. Let's go. Right, drop for me. Right, point of entry. There we go. Right, Craig, I've got a 7.
7. Well, you're just going to lay up, yeah?
Actually, I've got to go for it because I don't get a shot on this hole, do I?
No, yes, no, you don't. Sorry, no. I get a shot as well. Yeah, no, you don't.
Do you know what? I'm going to ease myself into it and use my shots on the next hole.
Don't forget there's water beyond there. So it's not just water here.
Yeah.
There's water to the right. So where you're aiming now towards the flag, there's water there.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. You've got about 5-10 yards of space to it.
Awesome. I love UT Club.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gone.
Oh, this is not going well. I'll blame EasyJet. I've had 2 hours kip. I mean, look at he's himself done that off. Christ almighty.
Right, it's a brutal, this is a brutal hole.
What?
Nah, it could be trouble.
No,
I've just stayed up.
That sounded absolutely fresh.
Mate, it's honestly, like I said to you at the start of this, if you can walk away with 5, you'd take it on this, because it's just so much trouble here as well.
Yeah, yeah.
The amount of times I've pulled it left, gone, like
you
just done.
I just done. Water, gone.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's not kind.
Oh my God, I didn't. Well, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
That? Oh,
yeah.
This is not a great way to start when you got off a flight about 4 hours ago. When did you get into golf?
Like I always liked it. I was always a fan of it, but I never really wanted to play during football because of the injuries, especially my left knee.
Yeah, look at that, Nicholas. Look, that's a lot of surgery, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know when I hear 1 or 2 people always say oh, maybe you could have got more out of your career, or maybe you underachieved, and I'm like,
yeah,
you think? Yeah. 6-7 knee ups.
Yeah.
This is why at times I miss seasons. You know what I mean? I missed quarter of my career of football.
I don't think you underachieved. I think personally you were underrated. I think if you were like an Argentinian or Brazilian, like people would have been going, unbelievable. I don't think you got the credit you deserve personally. No,
probably because I didn't sustain a period of playing. Do you understand what I mean? It was because the most I played was 16 games consecutive before I got injured.
Right.
So once you're in doing well, then you break down and you're out for a bit.
Yeah.
It was only the latter start of my career when I started to understand my body more, understand training more with periodization.
Yeah.
Then, because it wasn't just the knee injuries, I pulled my hamstring a lot of times, pulled my thigh a lot of times. So my body, if you can see now, wasn't really structured to play this game, you know. It was,
me and you both, Craig.
So it was, Yeah, so I had to just really take care of myself a bit more. Do you understand what I mean? So it was, and when I understood that, it allowed me to play a bit more. But I think the players, I think anyone really, or any club I played for, especially the players who played with me, would have had a good sense of what I was capable of and what I wasn't really.
And they all said you were the best trainer. Said you were like there before, you were there after.
I think, look, I learned a lot when I done my cruciate when I was 19, that the discipline that was needed to be able to come over a real big injury at such a young age, it allowed me to improve other aspects of my body that I felt probably needed to play in the Premier League because I was in a championship at the time.
Right.
So, you know, I knew I needed to get quicker.
Yeah.
I needed to get stronger because, like, even my body mass, like, I'm quite strong on the ball. But if I can't hold off a Desai, do you understand what I mean? He's just too big.
Yeah.
So I had to learn to be able to come off at half angles so I wasn't in contact. Because it doesn't, because of the size, all it takes is a nick because he's just too big.
Yeah.
So if I come in square to the ball, I'm going to get this, he's going to just run over me, really, you know? So more like being on the angle, being on a half turn. So I'd come off, if you were there being like, and you were marking me, if I was here, I'm in trouble because you're just going to nick it.
Yeah.
So I'd have, like, as the game's going on, I'd be more here, keeping you there.
And then
so
every
if I
time
get it, then I can go.
you move as well.
If you come,
then
I can go straight in. So by the time you look, so if you start coming there, then I'm gone.
See you
then
later.
I've just got the space.
Yeah.
But if you didn't, because you ain't going to want to leave that area because I'm going to run you.
Yeah.
So I'd have to, then that's I can get my areas to be able to run at you then. And so it just, I tried to work out as much as I could and, you know, and watch as many players as I could. Do you understand what I mean? It was, you know, why was Bergkamp able to do it? Yeah. And why was, you know, even Gianfranco Zola.
Legend.
You watch his angles, watch well.
Yeah.
You know, they play a different game. So you try and look at players that suit you to what your size is. Do you understand what I mean? There's no point me looking at a big target man and because I'm never going to be that player. I'm not. Like, you know, when people used to say get hold of it and you're like, really?
Leave it out? What do you mean get hold of it? That's why he comes with the back of you.
Well, a defender, it's a ball up to your chest. Like,
there you go, Craigie!
What do you want me to do with that? Like, what am I supposed to do with it? Like, so it was just learning that and, you know, and like I said, that time out at a young age, I really used it to my advantage, but it just gave me more discipline. It gave me more, actually, this game's a tough game. Yeah. You've got to be good to play this game. And at the higher level it goes, you've got to give it everything you have. You've got to be able to see the little fine like the small little margins as well that will give you big gains. Yeah. But you have to, you know, be in early, take care of my knee, make sure I get mobility through it, do my strength work before I even went out to train. And after it, the recovery bit was so important where I had to ice. I had to then do massage. I had to do just little bits of top-up areas, you know, like make sure my hamstrings were in where I needed them to be as well. So, and I just, and I sort of got addicted to that as well and just loved it, you know. So it was not uncommon for me. We trained at 11, I'd be in about 8. And when we finished about 1ish, I'd probably leave about 4. So, some people said it's because you didn't want to go home. But
I'm saying it's because you're a true pro.
No, I just...
That's class.
You get what you put in, don't you? You know what I mean?
In life.
Yeah. And that's the key. And, you know, as well as Tubes, the best players I ever played with. Yeah. Honest to God, mate, were the best pros. You know, when they talk about your Stevie G's, your Suarez's, your Vincent Kompany's, they're incredible professionals. Yeah. Honestly, they were just immense. And with that ability, and then the other side of it, no wonder you get to the top. Yeah. Now, like I used to say to young players, it's like, there is no shortcuts in this, I'm telling you. Mm-mm. Like, and there's no shortcuts in life. No. You will get caught out. Now in football, you might have a good season. Honestly, you'll see loads of people have really good seasons. Yeah. Can you have a real top career?
Really, keep doing that constantly.
If you ain't at that level, like you don't discipline yourself enough and put the effort into training, looking after yourself, it's what you eat after it and all those other aspects to making a top player. If you don't do it, you'd only be one season at most. Now you see the players having 10, 15-year careers at the top, real top. They're incredible pros because you just wouldn't be able to do it. You wouldn't be able to sustain it in this day, especially with the high quality of games and how frequent they are now. They're playing 2-3 times a week at real top level. And then, like, I have nothing but admiration for them, you know what I mean? I was just I was lucky enough to be around so many of them. I really feel privileged to have played this game and played at the level I did, because it's taught me so much in life. I always use everything for, like, you know, football makes so much sense to me more than actually the outside world.
Yeah.
And if you told me something from the outside, like, you know, normal life, so they call it, I have to turn it into a football
analogy. Yeah.
It's like,
so if you're 4-4-2, what, Craig?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people are like, what?
Yeah.
But it just makes sense to me. Everything, you know, like, and I look at, like, the teachers in school. It's like, why didn't you speak to me about mathematics in football? Just give me a football shirt number. I would have got it.
Shirt 11, takeaway 6.
You know
amazing,
what I mean?
mate.
So it's that's I think that discipline, like I said, taught me from a young age, really. You know, the wrong injury, but it turned out at the right time, really, for me, because it allowed me my career to really take on an extra step. I would like to have thought it would have, if I didn't get injured anyway, I would have, but it really taught me discipline and all that as well.
Fair enough. Top man. Yeah. Top career. Come on, Craig.
It's a bit more right.
The boy can play. The boy can play. Right, as you've seen from the first 2 shots, I'm out. I'm out. This is Craig Bellamy for a near par, wherever you are. You said before the hole, you said you'd be happy with a 5.
Always happy with a 5 on this hole, yeah. It's, I've walked up here plenty of times with nothing.
Oh, somebody's come to play. Mr. Bellamy, please don't leave me hanging. There we go, 1 up. What a player.
Oh, gone 2 left. That'd be fine with that.
Sounded lovely, that.
What I would say is just be careful.
Yeah.
Like, right too much, you could block yourself completely out there. So usually, like, I'll try and go over the trees.
Right.
And usually drop it back in, but I just pulled it a little bit. But I'll be fine because I'll be the other side.
Fair enough. And I don't get shot on this either, do I?
No, you don't know.
Fantastic. Well, I do promise I'm better than that first hole there.
Mate, I'm telling you now, right? Don't worry about that hole. It's murder, like. Yeah, good it.
Is that good?
It's okay. It's just a long shot now, but it's a par 5. To be honest, mate, it's like you're only going to lay up anyway. You can't go for it on this because there's a lot of water in front.
I hit it straight though.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's fine, mate, that.
Craig informs me there's more water everywhere on this hole. So I'm going to go 8 iron and just lay it up there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes. Getting into the rhythm, come on. Shot. Shot, Craig.
Cheers, mate.
Craig, we're on a golf course. We're talking about football. So I've got to ask you, what happened with John Arne Risse and the golf club? Talk me through the whole day and what happened?
No, it was, we were playing golf. That's it, and like I said, I never really played then. So it was me, Robbie Fowler, and John Arne Risse. I don't know if Steve Finnan was playing with us. I don't know if he was part of us. And I don't know, it was hard work all round.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, I see a ball splash in the water.
Right.
And then I found it outside the water. I haven't found it, he found it. And it was just,
oh no,
I was like,
not
yeah,
one of
look,
them.
and it's difficult to...
Not one of them.
Yeah, you don't want to say anything at the time, and it just grated on me. And then we went out for the evening then, and there were songs, like people had to sing.
Yeah.
And he didn't go on a Christmas do that year. He said he had to fly to Norway, and then we found out there was no flights that time. He just didn't go.
Right.
So we got fined for it, but he had to sing a song as well. So me being me after the day as well, I weren't letting him get away with not singing.
No, absolutely
it was like,
not.
And I could see he didn't want to do it, and I, like even more then, it was like, yeah, you got to sing. And then he sort of like, he took offence to it really. He like, you know, he told me in certain terms he weren't singing, and that to stop mentioning it.
Right.
But not that polite,
Yeah.
you know? And I just like, I don't know, the longer it went, the evening went, it just more annoyed me. And then knocked his door.
Yeah.
And people like I'd have it, look, there's no good way of it, and it's not, certainly not proud. I don't like particularly like, it's not a great moment for me at all. But people would have it like, you know, I went in there, and it was honestly, it was like, I went in there, smacked him across the ass.
What?
No, it wasn't like, see, people think you went in, no, listen, I know what a golf club could do, you know what I mean?
Club in the first place?
That was the strangest thing, because I went back to the apartment, I was with Steve Finnan, like, and I didn't have a set of golf clubs then, because I didn't really play, but he had a 8-iron. He had a set. Yeah. And I said, what club don't you like? And he said, my 8s is killing me. I said, that's coming with me on. So, and then I just said to him, like, you know, don't ever speak to me like that in front of people.
Yeah.
And he quickly apologised, which you probably would do if someone's told me in bed with a golf club.
Was he in bed then?
Yeah, he was in bed, yeah. But then the next morning, then, you know, like, he went to, like, Rafa's room, told him, and which is like, I understand it all.
Yeah, but if you, I'm not condoning, you know, smashing people with the golf club.
No, not so.
But if you're pushed that much, sometimes you just react, don't you? And
yeah.
it happened to be a golf club near you.
Yeah. No, yeah. I don't know, do you? I was like, but it was just, it was. But there was a bigger event went on that night as well. Okay. I shouldn't really say this, but
all on Golf Life.
Well, there was a few boys out, and they didn't leave the bar, so security came.
Right.
And I don't want to mention his name. I won't mention his name. But it was a foreign reserve goalkeeper, and he refused to leave. Yeah. So security came. They couldn't get him out. The police come. He headbutts a police officer, gets arrested. Rafa had to go into the cell to get him out. No. Yeah, even the police weren't too happy with him headbutting one of them, so they let him know about it as well. So he's all bruised up. And I remember thinking the next, like, oh, actually, that's worse. Yeah, that might. That? Not a word mentioned about it. Yeah, not a word mentioned about it. Like, he assaulted a police officer, went to prison, went into jail. And he had to get out, and no one even mentions it on the same night. Yeah.
What a night!
Yeah. So it was
beautiful.
So Rafa had a busy, because when I seen him in the morning, he came to see me. He was shattered, like, and he was like, "I'm just in the police cell all night." Yeah. So I honestly, selfishly, I was like, "Oh, that's worse."
Yeah, it's
worse. Yeah. I think I might be okay. Yeah. I wasn't. No, I wasn't.
But then you did the celebration. Anyway, that was good fun.
Yeah.
I've got a risky shot here, but I don't get a shot. And as you Golf Life legends have seen, Craig Bellamy is bloody decent at golf, so I've got to try something. But believe. Oh,
all right there, Tubes.
Huh?
You'll be all right.
We're all right?
Yeah, it's just going to be well. It's all right there.
Oh, I'm out.
No, you're fine.
I'm out. I'm out the bunker. Jeez, this is not going to plan.
I think I might need more club in this. I have to play right to left. Oh. No, I didn't go.
Dance to a great line.
Tell you what, that's unlucky. Mate, that's unlucky. Just short.
Ah. Slam dunk the bunk. Draw the line, draw the line. Andy Sullivan. Lee on the left leg.
All right.
Come on. Right, Craig, this is for a birdie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a long one though, mate.
On this channel, you know, if you get a birdie, what you got to do.
Yeah. I've seen you and Kieran doing it. He had the worst birdie ever. Do you know, I think it was a par 5. Like, he scuffed it, rolled in, and then it was crap.
Then he finished, then he finished with people's elbow, didn't he? Oh, do you know what?
It's got to go. Got to go.
Right, this is for...
I misread that.
Right, come on.
What's that for?
It's for 7, mate. I think doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna use it as a warm-up for the next few holes. Oh, this is pathetic. Come on, I want to go and see you get 2 pars in a row.
Oh, thought I was going to turn more. That's poor first putt, deserved that.
Still 2 up there, that's all
Yeah.
good. Craig Bellamy, 2 up. Absolute stripe shirt at the moment. Craig Bellamy, 2 up. Oh, look at the shape on that, by the way. Oh my God. What am I up against here? I mean, he's just laughing at me. He's just laughing, look. Come on, right, I'll get a shot on this, yeah?
You get a shot on this.
Come on. Oh, for it!
I thought you were good.
So did I. Off the pitch, you're just a lovely, lovely man, but you were proper angry on it, weren't you?
So bad, like, well, honestly, it was like...
Why?
I don't know. It was, I just always felt like I had a point to prove. And I just really like I used to go through a routine, because even as a young child, like when the game gets serious and then expectations come in, and which is like, you know, it's the game, it's no problem, but I've seen it become a problem for too many people.
Right.
And that nerves, that feeling of, because we don't know how it's going to go, and I would see it break people.
Right.
And I felt at times as well it like broke me. You know what I mean? It was, especially being a young kid, to deal with it, because now it's becoming serious, now it's becoming a living.
Yeah, of course.
And there's people, you know, willing to take your place who are talented, and
yeah.
So you're always fighting for your position, you're always fighting to stay in the team. I dealt with a way of like, for me to combat that, because I had to, like, I couldn't sleep the night before, I'd have to take a sleeping tablet. With nerves, yeah, you know, it was just, anxiety would be way through the roof.
Wow.
Stress levels would just be like so uncontrollable at times, yeah. But I went through a routine then where I would convince myself that much that I was the best player playing here today.
Right.
And I would brainwash myself into it, where if anyone doesn't believe I'm the best player on this park, they're going to see it after the game, and they're going to walk off saying, do you know what, I've just seen Craig Bellamy today. And that was in my head. That was in my thought process of, I'm going to show everyone how good I am. And even players, you know, you not think I'm good. You not think I'm as good as this player or that. I'm better. I'll show you on the pitch. Now, honestly, don't believe for 1 second that after the game, reality would say, I knew other players were better. Right. Honestly, I knew, like, I wasn't as good as Henri. But when I got on that pitch at the start,
you thought you were?
My head was, I'm going to be better. I'm going to be better. That was the only way I could control everything. I'll show you how good I am. And that's how I got, you know, I would probably fight for everything, and I would, because I just, in my own world at that time, for me to be able to play those 90 minutes, I had to be, like, everyone's against me, and I'm going to show you all how good I am. And that was really just a way of me being able to combat that nervous, that anxiety before it, because otherwise you'd eat me. If I really thought about reality, there was so many players on the field who were better. But I couldn't allow myself to ever, I couldn't go into the game believing that, because otherwise I wouldn't play, or I wouldn't take part in the game, or have an effect on the game the way I would like to, or people would have expected from me.
That's such an interesting perspective of, like, things like,
Yeah.
I love that.
No,
we had Mike Dean on here, and I said to him, like, you know, which ex-pro or current pro give it the most, like, wind you up and right in your face? He said, Craig Bellamy. And I was just like, but he said, because he cared so much. He's like, you were just constantly on him, like, because you wanted to win, you were just like, yeah, like that.
But it was so personal to me as well. It was like, even if you give a decision against me, you've done that by purpose. It was in my brain. That was my psyche.
Yeah.
It was like, it's because it's me, innit? And it was just like, which it wasn't. Honestly, he's doing his job.
Yeah.
He's doing, like, you know, well, he's refereeing the game the way he felt fit to.
Yeah.
And there was nothing, you know, there certainly wouldn't be anything wrong with that. But in my world, and those 90 minutes, then it was personal. Then it was, he's done that by purpose, or, you know, so it was, and that's, you know, I would come off games drained, where it was just like, you know, I'm just like, that's not relieved it's over, but there was a part of me that was, you know, and it was, that it was like, but here we go again, you know what I mean? But at least I can relax for the next day or 2 days.
Yeah.
And, like, I wouldn't watch myself. I watched games back in general, but I never used to like watching myself back. It was because there was times as well, like, I'd still be like it in training as well at times. When I was competitive, I was, but it was a part I didn't like. Honestly, I didn't like that side of me. It wasn't me, but I knew I needed that side to be able to play this game. Yeah, for me. Now, I learned later I didn't quite need it. I controlled that emotions. I control, you know, but I didn't have the tools then to be able to do it. So, yeah, it was that side of me was really allowing me to be able to compete at that level, the elite level, because that's where it was. Yeah. It was, you know, I wasn't, you know, I played most of my career at the real top level. Yeah. And that's what allowed me to be able to do that.
That's amazing, mate. Love that. Right, I have an absolute whiffer. Point of entry is around about here. We couldn't find it. We thought we made it over. We didn't. Another drop. Got to get out of my head here. Come on.
Keep going. Great shot, Tubes.
There we go.
Great shot.
Giving myself a chance. Come on. In or out, sir?
Go on, take it out.
Take it
please.
Out. Right, for another birdie. Oh.
Yeah. Star, look at that. Oh. Brutal. Knew I had to be higher.
This is crucial. If I can't, this goes in. If come on, this definitely goes in. Believe. Oh yes!
It's a good putt, mate.
So I'm in for 4, right?
Yeah, you're in for 4.
Oh,
that's a good putt.
Thank you.
That wasn't easy, that.
Oh, he's playing well. He's still 2 up. Well, I think I've steadied the ship a bit. I'm still 2 down, but I feel a bit better when I go. Oh, mate, what a shot. That's big. Craig, do I get a shot on this one?
Stroke and I don't know the stroke index on this. Sorry.
Let's just say
I'm going to give you a shot.
Yeah. Oh, get up
right.
there.
No, that's good, mate.
Look at that. I'm taking that.
Yeah, good drive, mate.
Do you know what? That makes me blooming happy. Come on.
Welcome to the game, Tube.
Yes! Right, 163 in, 7 iron. Now I'm feeling a bit fruity. Oh, you. Oh, I'm not. Oh, that sounded Krispy Kreme. Oh. Pin Seeker 3000.
Bit short though, short.
Bit short.
I thought the wind was going to take it a bit more than that.
Hitting them clean though. Craig, you know we were talking about the way you played and stuff like that, and you know the will to win. What were you like with other players? Were you proper like with the centre backs, like verbal?
Yeah, yeah. Like it was more to do with, like I wanted to pull you off your game.
Right.
So you were so interested in just kicking me, because I knew then I'd get you to bite.
Right.
And soon as someone got involved verbally with me, I was like, perfect. It was a dream.
Are you good?
Because I knew, like, I talked about angles.
Yeah.
Like, I knew you just wanted to smash me.
Yeah.
And you're going to bite 1 minute, or even if you're marking me here, I go towards the ball and you think it's coming to my feet because you're waiting for it to come so you can just go through the back of me and then spin.
Right.
So it was like I wanted you to get tighter to me, to want to kick me, because then it gave me more space to get in behind. So, you know, there was 1 or 2 players. Like I knew Rio really well because I played with Rio even as a kid at Norwich. He was at Norwich, believe it or not. Only for a couple of weeks. So I couldn't really drag him in.
Because he knew what you were doing.
Yeah, and he knew me as well.
Yeah.
Like William Gallas, I couldn't drag in. I tried once and he looked at me like he gave me that horrible look. Like looked down on me as well. Yeah. And there was 1 or 2 players like Andy Todd, won't go anywhere near.
He was double up.
Yeah, he was too hard. I played with him at Blackburn and he was a great guy. But I'm not having him waiting for me after the game.
No, sod that.
Because no one could stop him.
Sod that. Did you have people waiting for you after the game sometimes?
No, not as much that. No, I had one player from Wigan.
Yeah.
Fitzhall.
One size fits all?
Yeah. And honestly, it was like, ooh.
Oh, sorry.
He didn't like come after. He was like, it was serious how he was looking at me as well. Like he just down tools, like basically like went, come up to me, and I swear it was like someone got in the way.
Yeah.
And I was, thank God they got in the way. Because
Really?
he would kill me. He would kill me.
Well, what sort of stuff were you doing on the pitch? What would you say to them?
No, whatever. Like, yeah, just.
Like that, you're
Like, yeah, what are you doing there?
Yeah.
Oh, give him the ball. Then you give it away. Yeah, so little things like that. It was just like, yeah, look, no, show it to him. Yeah. And then as I'm pressing you, I'd be like, yeah, it's coming back to us. Don't worry, yeah. And then when he'd give it away, I was like, told you. Yeah, so those little annoying things.
So you just be constant.
Yeah. So, but I loved it when someone tried it with me as well.
Yeah.
I was like, brilliant, yeah. Like,
give it back.
Yeah, like you're no good or anything like. It was brilliant for me that. I loved it. Like, if you're gonna give it, you've got to be able to take it.
Absolutely.
Get down. And lucky Tubes, that's not bad.
Oh, take that. Come on. Oh, it's a lovely roll, that.
It's got to turn.
Oh. It's for par.
Good weight.
Oh. Craig for yet another par.
Yeah, man, I'm giving myself these tricky ones. Missed it. Pulled it. Pulled, that's terrible. Ah!
This to pull one back.
It's 2 free putts, that is, out of 4 holes. I'm either hot with these greens or I'm not.
this to pull one back. Oh, see.
Yeah, well done.
Oh,
that's shocking.
Craig, one up. Right, Craig, my friend, do I get a shot on this one?
I'll give you a shot at every order, will you? Apart from the ones you don't like, I got a shot.
No, but 16's not a hole, is it?
16, I get a shot.
You get a shot?
Yeah.
Right.
So I get three on you, yeah. So,
right, okay.
Well, you have 12, yeah?
Well, that's what that handicap thing says.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, you would be, yeah. So go on. Only problem,
so
if I keep free putting, I'm going to lay you in.
Craig is one up. I'm absolutely loving this. And a big thank you to the Tea Club. It's bloody hard, but it's bloody decent, so thank you so much. There we go. Come on. Oh,
bunker.
Is it?
Yeah.
Just when you think you're at a good shot.
You're going to get up the other side. Oh, trouble.
Over the bunker.
Yeah, but there's an out of bounds there as well.
Really?
I just hope it hasn't gone too much.
Craig, we've talked about your career and the style of play, which is amazing. But when you were younger, you got a call, didn't you, just as you turned 17 years old, that sort of changed your way of thinking and, you know, your way of life, didn't it?
Yeah. It was after my first year, a scholarship.
Yeah.
It was like apprentice
Norwich.
back then. Yeah, Norwich, yeah. And the first year wasn't really a good year for me. I was like in and out of the team. And it was a lot different from like going every weekend to play football and to actually doing it day in, day out.
Yeah.
And it's a tough environment. It's brilliant, don't get me wrong. But it's, you know, they're tough years.
Like
and I wasn't
lonely years.
Yeah. But I was living on my own. Not on my own. I was with other players my age, in like digs.
Right.
So they called it. Yeah. And they would go on weekends. I couldn't, so I'd have to spend a lot of weekends on my own.
Right.
For a 16-year-old kid, it's quite tough, you know. But it was, you know, and I really questioned: is this what I want to be doing? It was, you know, I missed everyone. I missed home. You name it, I missed it. And then I went back this summer, got into the Wales under-21s. The season sort of ended quite well.
Yeah.
But I got into the Wales under-21s then, and then got back around about July, and then had a phone call. Really, it was like, you know, my girlfriend at the time was pregnant, and it was just like, you know, imagine being a 17-year-old, just turned 17 as well. So the shock, you know, I still remember it now, like the, you know, the gut-wrenching moment, that like, and then the realization you're bringing someone into this world.
Yeah.
What have I got to offer? You know, what would I have to offer right now? I had nothing. And it's no one else's responsibility to bring my child into this world, you know, and you know, this is, you know, I'm responsible. But then I sort of like, well, what type of dad do I want to be? You know what I mean? Am I going to be carrying the life I'm living now, full of excuses, blaming every coach, or am I going to own up and just give it everything I've got, really? And if I'm not good enough, honestly, at least I can look him in the eye or look her in the eye and say, your dad wasn't good enough, but he tried his hardest. At least I can then, that's, to me, that's a role model then. That's me being a responsible parent. And yeah, and that's, and it changed my mind towards football. It was like, I've got to give this all in. And whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just, the more I trained, I just got better then, obviously. And then it triggered. It was like, well, there's no coincidence here, you know?
I'm working hard.
Yeah, I'm working hard. I'm getting, and I just took off. And my career, just, you know, I made my debut then about 4 or 5 months after that. And then got in the team at 18 and stayed in the team. So it was,
class.
Yeah, it was, you know, I wouldn't recommend it to most 17-year-olds out there. But it had a real positive effect on me.
I was going to say, if it didn't happen, maybe you might have gone down
you
the
don't know,
you might have sacked it off and not had the career you had.
Yeah. So. But I'm quite positive I was looking for excuses to get out during that time.
Right.
And what it done was got rid of all that.
Love that.
You know, to own up and you be responsible. You create your own destiny. You know, you're not a victim. You know, you've got to be, you know, fair to yourself as well. And the more I'd done that, then the more I dedicated myself to it. Just things worked out. Yeah, it just things worked out.
Brilliant, mate. So glad it did.
Ah, cheers, mate.
Oh, yeah, it's out.
It's out. It's out.
That's out. Not what I planned.
And I don't think I've got to shot your tubes.
All right.
That'll do.
It's dancing, but it's way offline.
It's gonna be a long putt down now.
Oh. Oh, mate. Right, I left myself with a bit of work, and I flipping hell.
Yeah, this will be good.
So this is for par.
Yeah, ta-da.
Come round. Come round.
Listen, you would have done well to get that close. It's not easy, that.
Right, come on. Ah,
Take it away, Tube.
in for 6.
Take it away.
Thank you, sir. So Craig
This is for the win.
for the win.
Come on now, what's happening with my putt?
Craig Bellamy for the win to go 2 up, moving into part 2.
Soft hands.
Oh, he sinks it. He sinks it. That is the end of part 1. The T Club is legendary. I love Craig Bellamy. I'm 2-0 down. Part 2 coming soon. Please like and subscribe. We love you. We love this channel. We love golf.